Giving all the praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Harakah Kwadash. Double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutes to all 144,000 elect out there. Alright, coming back at you with another one. On these so-called mystery drones, drone activity spotted near Trump's golf club, near where he lives in New Jersey. So, failing the test, mystery drone sightings credited to national security failures. This is one of their biggest concerns, the national security concerns to the East, the so-called white people today, because they know there's an invasion taking place and it's a threat to their peace, a threat to their security, their national security concerns, all up in the forbidden airspace. So we're gonna watch this video. I'm gonna let you hear the audio just to avoid any unnecessary stupidity from YouTube. I ain't profiting from this in any way, shape, or form. Strictly for educational purposes. So I'm gonna let you hear the audios, and then we're gonna funnel it through the scriptures. This is why we know they are not drones. We've got a couple of clips to look at. So this is getting interesting, to say the least. The return of Yahushua, and I like the way you're getting really frightened. You're getting scared. The E's are getting shook. Let's go in without further ado.
On shedding some light on potential UFO sightings in a classified briefing to Congress after last month's House and Senate hearings.
And authorities are still investigating mysterious drone activity observed several times in northern New Jersey recently, including near President-elect Trump's Bedminster Golf Club.
More than several times. I've seen two outside my window. Tennessee Congressman and House Oversight Committee member Tim Burchett joins us.
So that backs up the point the video I did yesterday. Backs it up even more. Driving that point home. Yeah, this is they're coming over your houses, right outside your windows. I read the scripture, Zechariah. As a matter of fact, let me just go over it now. Zechariah. Because this is why we know the scriptures are real, man. Prophecies are coming to pass, man. Right? Zechariah chapters. So, the end of the kingdom draweth nigh. The end of this kingdom draweth nigh. So, Zechariah 5, I read yesterday, I read from the top. Now, I just need to hit the point here in 4. It says, and I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter unto the house of the thief, and unto the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. Right? So it's entering unto the houses of the thieves, looking in their windows. I'm gonna let you play on now the video.
Site Committee member Tim Burchett joins us now. Congressman, thanks for joining us this morning. This is a little bit personal to me. My entire neighborhood, everybody in the surrounding cities, seems like it's all anybody's talking about because there are so many sightings. We're going to show you the one outside of my house that my kids captured just on Thursday night. But what are your thoughts on this? What's happening, and why don't we have more information? That's over my house.
Yeah. It's one of three things. It's either individuals, it's either the Chinese, or it's our military, or a combination thereof. Honestly, you don't see a lot of that in Tennessee, where I'm from, because everybody's got a 12-gauge shotgun, man. And I suspect we need to open the season up on drones.
Yeah. That's the solution. His first solution and his last solution is opening up his gift. Open season on the so-called drones, which they know they ain't drones. But when they try to attempt to do anything, right, with their trigger-happy fingers, the Most are going to bring it on them, man. Going to laser them up. You're going to be running for your lives, you is, by open season on drones. They're the chariots of the Lord.
But it's I've been briefed on military maneuvers where we know that the Chinese are doing that, and so it's a real problem. I think we need to, and honestly, they don't respect this country right now because of who's in the White House. I mean, you saw the Chinese balloon; it was able to fly over our secret installations, and even in Tennessee over Oak Ridge, it turned around and went back. We could have dropped it. up in the Pacific a long time before it went all the way across the ocean. They dropped it off the coast of Myrtle Beach. So they are actually testing us, I feel like, and we are failing that test. And until Donald Trump gets in the White House, you'll continue to see this. But I would say it will sharply drop when he's.
That doesn't make me feel safe that I have to wait till Donald Trump is in office to find out what's flying over, like literally outside my window. We're not even talking like way over my house.
Yes, ma'am. Well, you've got local laws and regulations, and I would suggest you petition your local folks. But FAA is supposed to control the airspace, and they're failing at their job.
Here's what just so you know, everybody in my neighborhood is calling the police station and the sheriff, and then the sheriff says call the FBI, and nobody gets any answers. Here's what the FAA said. They said safely integrating drones into the national airspace system is a key priority for the FAA. We look into all reports of unauthorized drone operations and investigate when appropriate. What? Like, that doesn't tell me anything.
That's gutless, ma'am, and that's the attitude of the federal government. And I suspect our friends at DOJ will make that report, and I hope Congress has the guts to do something about it. But that in lies the problem right there, because what you'll do is, as I stated on my X account, it had over 3 million views. What I said the problem is the congressmen that are in that room. They got to get the guts to do something about it. And if they make the propeller in one guy's district and the battery in the other parts of the district, they're going to say, well, we need to study this for a while. And we don't need to study it, ma'am. It needs to go away.
Well, so speaking of DOJ, Elon Musk.
You're making the point. You're making the point of Zechariah chapters 5. Let me let you hear that again. They're making the point perfectly.
Calling the police station and the sheriff, and then the sheriff says call.
They're infested with, they're calling them drones, but they're the chariots of the Lord.
Here's what just so you know, everybody in my neighborhood is calling the police station and the sheriff, and then the sheriff says call the FBI, and nobody gets any answers. Here's what the FAA said.
So because there is no answers. The FBI can't solve the problem. The police can't solve the problem. There's an infestation. The chariots of the Lord are visiting. It's a sign. It's all a sign. And we've got another clip which backs up the point as well. Just as good. This dude here, News Nation. He makes some interesting points on the. I'll let you hear what he has to say. He makes some interesting points as well to back up the scriptures. Let me read it again. She said that they're all in her neighborhood, and they say, and the police say, and when they call the police say call the FBI, and the FBI says we can't deal with it. Tell the police. So Zechariah 5, all up in her neighborhood, and 4 again, and I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter unto the houses of the thief, and unto the houses of him that sweareth falsely. You need to stop swearing falsely. You need to release the children of the Lord, the so-called black people, and you need to pay them reparations, which we know you ain't going to pay them reparations. But what you are going to do, you are going to pay in blood. All right? When the chariots of the Lord return, right now they're appearing, but they're going to return. They're going to return, and they're gonna slave you. Words can't say what they're going to do. Let me just say that, man. Words can't. I like that. One more time, because it just backs up the precept, right? And one more time, because sometimes it's hard to find the words, man. But when words can't speak, a picture paints 1,000 words.
They're supposed to control the airspace, and they're failing at their job.
Here's what just so you know, everybody in my neighborhood is calling the police station and the sheriff, and then the sheriff says call the FBI, and nobody gets any answers. Here's what the FAA said. They said
sheriff said call the FBI. Nobody gets any answers because the answer is you're going back into slavery, man. This is all a sign for you. So check this dude out. He's got some interesting talking points on the subject. Mystery drones swarm military bases. New Jersey skies. Yeah, just to back up the point, and it really gives an analytical approach, and he does a bit more in research. He ain't just talking about their drones and all of that rubbish. But check him out.
Hell, were they? We still don't know. Has the media been inquisitive about it? Not at all. That's the issue here. Why was there a hullabaloo and a big alert and concern about those objects and not these current objects that are still hovering with impunity over some of the most sensitive military facilities on the planet? And right now, we are teetering, sadly, on the edge of a third world war. It's not an overstatement to say that we are in very dangerous times. And I suspect that this is the real backdrop to why we're not being told what's going on. I think the US knows full well what these objects are, be they foreign adversary drones or UAPs. I still think that's a possibility. But if it is...
See, this man goes in a bit more, you know, he's got a bit more discernment, right? He says that they're not no drones, they're most likely UAPs, which they're not even UAPs. We know that they're the chariots of the Lord, right? They're not unidentified aerial phenomenon or UFOs. They are the chariots of the Lord, which I done that video yesterday. So this just drives home the point more. Right, this is why we know they're not UFOs. This is why we know they're not drones. So I'm going to title the video something to that effect. And there's a massive national security concern. People are getting frightened, and as the woman said from the Fox News, there was some real racist people. Them, right? That's why the Chariots are watching them even closer. There be some real racist people. Them, the Fox News people. That's why the woman said, it's over my house, and it's not just high up in the sky. It's right looking in my window. Yeah, because you're those wicked people that the Most High coming. You're the thieves. The Most High is watching you closely, and all in your community. Yeah, when you call the sheriff says call the FBI, and the FBI says we can't deal with it. Talk to the sheriff, and nobody gets any answers because you're the thief, and the Chariots, and it's a sign for you. Right? It's a sign for you what you've done, right? And you're going to be shackled up. That your eventuality is that you will be slaves, as we were slaves to you. The so-called black people were slaves to you. Now the table have turned. The worm has turned. It's all a sign for you. So let this man go in. National news. The one I showed you from Fox News was a couple days ago, 2 days ago. This one, he does a little bit more research and insight. And he's a bit more shrewd than those, those far right racist people in the news today. I done the video on this one is the Fox News and News Nation, and you got all the other news articles and bringing out talking on the same point because it's a national security concern. So we're going to be hearing, no doubt, more about stuff like this, and as Yahushua Day draws nearer, people are going to get even more shook and frightened.
Is a foreign adversary drone, and they're operating with impunity over our airspace, over sensitive military facilities. Not only is that a national security concern, for the United States and for the United Kingdom to directly accuse, say, Russia or China, which I'm told is more likely, to say that China has been deploying drones over since.
Right, that makes it that stirs up the pot. You start accusing other nations that they're sending drones over in your private airspace. Then that's as you're going to go on to say, let him talk.
Of British air bases is tantamount to accusing China of an act of war.
You have it.
And that's why we don't want to identify, that's what I'm being told at least, that's why we don't want to identify the foreign adversary nation that we suspect is involved in this. Some people are suggesting it's Russian, but my friends from Polish intelligence tell me they doubt the Russians have anything like this kind of drone technology, which appears to be able to to avoid intercepting jet fighters. There's a great image. I honestly can't vouch for its authenticity, but
yeah, he makes interesting points because drones can't avoid them sophisticated stealth airplanes, bomber airplanes. They can't avoid them, and drones can only go up to about 400 feet. And if they want to go and you get certain ones that can go higher, but they have to get permission from the government to go any higher than 400 feet. But for the most part, the average drone goes 400 feet, and these have been spotted up over 2,000 feet, 2,000 and 200,000 rather, 200,000, 24, 200,000 and 28, all in those numbers, as this guy breaks down. But I'm not going to let you, there's no need for watch the whole of the video. The whole of the video is over an hour long. We're just hitting some of the points that make the point. This is why we know that they're the chariots of the Lord and they're not drones.
But there's a great video of what is alleged by one of the Skywatchers to be an F-16 fighter approaching one of these luminous orbs at high altitude, and you see the orb zoom off in the face of the advancing F-16.
So there you have it, man. A picture paints 1,000 words. No drone can do that. Up there in the over hundreds and thousands of feet, no drone can do that. One more time. Now this man is speaking my language, but we're going to get in a little bit more when it comes to the scriptures. But he's just breaking it down from an analytical point of view.
To avoid intercepting jet fighters. There's a great image. I honestly can't vouch for its authenticity, but there's a great video of what is alleged by one of the Skywatchers to be an F-16 fighter approaching one of these luminous orbs at high altitude, and you see the orb zoom off in the face of the advancing F-16 jet. So are these drones, if they are drones, really faster than F-16 jets? Because if that's the case, it means...
Do you have F-16 jets? These are fighter pilot jets. There's no drone faster than that. That's enough. I could end the video there, but he's got a lot more things to say in a way of breaking it down in an analytical, mathematical perspective.
There's a genuine issue of national security concern here because these objects don't appear to have the kind of propulsion systems we're used to for drones, and they seem to be displaying full lights. They're showing, in many cases, what some people describe as navigation lights, but which one source of mine is suggesting might in fact be ISR sensors. Perhaps some kind of intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance sensor that's being used over these sensitive bases. Is it a coincidence that just a few months ago we were told that the United States would be forward deploying nuclear weapons because of the heightening tensions with Russia into some of these UK bases?
Right, you hear that? Right, that's WW on the horizon. Prophecies will be coming to pass. Right now we're hearing about them, wars, rumors of wars, and there is wars, which are building up. Little skirmishes build up to big skirmishes. Big skirmishes lead to WW3. So more prophecy. I'm going to get to the point and they're going to end up with some precepts. Let me move it up until around to make another point here.
In some cases, but which are not explainable as known drones.
Right.
And so the big issue is, what the hell are they? And we just simply don't know. That's a concern. Here's one, for example. We were told that the British aircraft carrier HMS Elizabeth in Germany, on the 22nd of November, there was a security incident at the port of Hamburg when the Queen Elizabeth was docked under heavy protection. The German armed forces had a secure military zone around the vessel with Homeland Security forces, and they reported a suspicious sighting of a 1.5 metre by 1.5 metre reconnaissance drone hovering over the 284-metre long aircraft carrier. They confirmed the incident, the Bundeswehr, and identified the drone as likely engaged in espionage activities. They deployed, and this is the crucial thing, they deployed what's called HP-47 jamming equipment, capable of emitting signals to disrupt and neutralize drones by forcing
Right, now watch this.
them to either land or return to their operators. But that attempt to intercept the drone was unsuccessful.
Right, HP7 jamming equipment. And it can't work on them, man. So this is why we know they're not drones, they're the chariots of the Lord.
Disrupt and neutralize drones by forcing them to either land or return to their operators. But that attempt to intercept the drone was unsuccessful. So
one more time.
Hovering over the 284-metre long aircraft carrier. They confirmed the incident, the Bundeswehr, and identified the drone as likely engaged in espionage activities. They deployed, and this is the crucial thing, they deployed what's called HP-47 jamming equipment, capable of emitting signals to disrupt and neutralize drones by forcing them to either land or return to their operators. But that attempt to intercept the drone was unsuccessful.
Right, and those planes, they say espionage, which means they're snooping, watching and listening what's going on, because there was a high level of security supposed to be for Queen Elizabeth. So it was vital that they was able to neutralize these chariots, which they know are the chariots of the Lord, or they're calling them drones, and it didn't work. So that's a high national security threat, as we hear in this, from this man here, as we're hearing it. It's a high national security threat to UEs. That goes back to Zechariah chapters 5 and 4, right? They're watching you closely, right? Entering unto the houses of the thief, and to them that swear falsely, right? Your monarchy.
So the bottom line is, whoever it is that's operating these craft, these objects
Chariots
over
of the
very
Lord.
sensitive military facilities, not just in the UK, but also clearly in Europe, Germany, and in multiple other countries around the world, including continuing reports in the continental USA. The people that are doing this are not being caught. They're operating with obvious impunity. And moreover, the technology that they are using is not susceptible to the known drone interdiction technology.
Once again, this is why we know that they're the chariots of the Lord.
Which normally involves firing a signal at the craft and intercepting the signal that disrupts the operator's control of that drone. One thing that I am told is that we cannot use broad spectrum high pulse microwave weapons on these objects over sensitive military airspace. And that's because obviously there are fighter aircraft and other aircraft operating in the vicinity. One thing I know, and interestingly enough, I know this from people who tell me that HPMs, these high pulse microwaves, have been used against known non-human technology. One of the risks in deploying these weapons is that if you fire them in the vicinity of a UAP, you knock out every aircraft in the vicinity. And so
Right. So there you have it, man. They tried to neutralize it with the NP-47, and it just doesn't work, because we know, this is why we know that they're the chariots of the Lord. We're going to hit one more point, then we're going to end off with a couple of scriptures. Point is done, made already. As you can tell, this is really giving the answer, the solution, man. This is giving you the analytical breakdown from a mathematical point of view, and we're going to break it down from a scriptural point of view.
Let's not ignore the fact that there clearly is still, separately from the drone issue, there have been for many months now, and we've reported on this in Reality Check, anomalous objects clearly identified as anomalous by pilots and military personnel operating over very sensitive military facilities, particularly in the United States. And One of the reports that we did was reports of anomalous objects being seen by locals over Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. And the Air Force, of course, has persisted in maintaining that these are drones. But not one shred of evidence has been presented.
Boom! Boom!
To supply any proof at all that these are drones. In fact, the Pentagon has conspicuously failed to provide any proof at all to back up its claim that these objects are drones. You might recall a few weeks ago I did an interview with the Tedesco brothers, John and Jerry Tedesco, who do a lot of research off Long Island, and they are, I think, probably foremost as technical experts in an understanding of anomalous objects that are being seen on very sensitive air routes in and out of JFK Airport coming into New York. And they're aware of a lot of the orbs that are now being seen in and around New Jersey, off the Long Island coast, and they continue to maintain that these objects are not drones. They do not comply. They're not consistent with any known drone technology. They do move in anomalous ways, and what they're seeing and recording on their hyperspectral cameras and their numerous other sensor systems that they've paid for themselves, they're not US government funded, they are raising a very serious question. And I note, as this goes to air, it's just been reported on NBC that the objects are again being seen over New Jersey this evening. And that's very interesting because the FBI is now involved. The FBI has approached John and Jerry Tedesco, and I know that they are taking an interest in the New Jersey sightings as well. There are some very sensitive homes under New Jersey, including, I think, one associated with the incoming president. I wonder if that's just a coincidence.
Right. That's Donald Trump. So these are, as we keep on saying, national security concerns as far as a threat, a massive threat going over the house, Jersey skies, New Jersey skies, where the incoming president he's living at the moment, and he's going to be in the White House shortly. So it's a national security concern. Some people are going to title the video something to that effect. This is a major national security concern to UEs, but this is why we know they're the chariots of the Lord. It's all a sign.
Somebody sending a message or something sending a message. We simply don't know because our governments aren't telling us, and more importantly, our media is not curious enough to continue asking the question. And that's the issue.
Woo!
The issue.
Boom! That's the issue. This is a message. This is a message, and he said it right. He said it right. So we're going to end off now. This is a message. As a matter of fact, because he said it so, he said it was spot on. Let him say it again. One more time.
Not comply. They're not consistent with any known drone technology. They do move in anomalous ways, and what they're seeing and recording on their hyperspectral cameras and their numerous other sensor systems that they've paid for themselves, they're not US government funded. They are raising a...
These are not US government funded. These two real investigators, two brothers, real investigators, and they do their research. And they're not funded. In other words, they're not juiced in. So they're bringing us the straight skinny. And if you want to watch this video, right, this is from the National News Nation video mystery drone swarm military bases near Jersey skies. Yeah, reality check. So he's giving you putting you on game. This man's putting you on game, giving you the straight skinny from the Edomites. Them.
Very serious question. And I note, as this goes to air, it's just been reported on NBC that the objects are again being seen over New Jersey this evening. And that's very interesting because the FBI is now involved. The FBI has approached John and Jerry Tedesco.
All right. The FBI has approached these guys who are not juiced in. Yeah, they're funded by, they've got their own money, let me say it like that. And they're being interviewed now. What is it that you know that we don't know?
And I know that they are taking an interest in the New Jersey sightings as well. There are some very sensitive homes under New Jersey, including, I think, one associated with the incoming president. I wonder if that's just a coincidence. Is somebody sending a message or something sending a message?
Right, there you go. Is somebody sending a message or is something sending a message? And yeah, just to land back off the elder, he done his videos on the Chariots, and he said that this is a sign. So this backs up the point further. This is a sign. And the man, he's just said it. Is somebody or something sending a message? Zechariah, we're going to end off the video, the point done made. Zechariah 5:4 says, and I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter unto the houses of the thief, and unto the houses of him that sweareth falsely. Over those sensitive air bases, bases of the military, over New Jersey skies, the house of the incoming president, Donald Trump, right? Can I say, can it be said any better? And it will go forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it will enter unto the house of the thief, and unto the house of him that sweareth falsely. Kala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. I really wanted to end it there because the point is done made, but Spirit wants this one to come out as well. Revelations chapters 1:7 says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, right? Because this goes into the reincarnation. When he was on the cross, he was pierced, right? He was hanged, and they pierced him just for the sake of it, to fulfill prophecy. But those soldiers that pierced him, right, he's coming back.